Oh, and welcome to a new Let's Play with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Puggy. So, this is Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. And this one is very different, well, actually quite similar in some cases, and also very different to Kirby's Dream Land 3. Because now we can actually have two copy abilities at once. So we get firstly Cutter here. And Cutter, if you combine it with another one, like here, I combined it with Needle, that will allow us to use both Cutter and Needle. The combinations of different abilities is probably my favourite thing about this game, seriously. Especially something like Cutter and Needle, because it will allow Kirby to turn himself into a giant bear trap or something like that, seriously. And he can move sideways like a crab, so yeah. As you can see here, we just got a collectible there. That is the Crystal Shard, and its function is pretty much like the Heart Stars, but they are much easier to find than the Heart Stars because we don't have to do many specific things, although there still are some, as we will see when we get to a little later on in the game. But firstly, we have this enemy. We do get mini-bosses again. They are much less annoying than in Kirby's Dream Land 3 because of how the aesthetics work with the 3D models and everything. Yes, this may well be likewise with Klonoa Daughter Phantom Isle, one of my favourite 2.5D games to be released from, like, well, I'm going to say this was released in 2000, so I can say late 90s, early 2000s, I dare say. So yeah. Although Klonoa was released before this. So yeah. As for... never mind. I was going to say Cutter and Bomb, but apparently I got it wrong. Also, Cutter moves a lot slowly in Kirby 64. Seriously, he kind of throws it like a boomerang rather than what we see in various other things. You'll see here that there's a giant block here. We cannot do anything about this for the moment, so I'm just going to get Cutter back and hopefully not lose my thing there. Okay, so there's Bomb. So let's throw it at Bomb and let's see what Cutter and Bomb does. It is a pretty good ability, actually, because Bomb and Cutter turns Kirby into a ninja. Seriously, and apparently we have a Waddle Dee here. Yes, what is this Waddle Dee going to do? He picks up the Crystal Shard, and seemingly Dark Matter is back, even though we beat it back in, dare I say, Kirby's Dream Land 3. And now, for some reason, the Waddle Dee has turned into, believe it or not, a Waddle Doo! Yeah, a Waddle Doo! Seriously, you thought they were separate, but yeah, this is the only appearance of a Waddle Doo in the game as well, so yeah. And seemingly it doesn't use the beam ability either, so yeah. And with using Bomb and Cutter, yeah, this fight is even more piss easy with that. Once you defeat the Waddle Doo, you get I think the third Crystal Shard. There were 3 in each regular stage, so yeah. As for that pixie character, basically the story is that some evil has taken over the planet, and we have to retrieve each of the crystal stars and whatnot to save her kingdom. Standard stuff is kind of like, actually, what would later go on in, I don't even say it, thingy. Anyway, yeah, so there are, I think, 5 regular worlds in all. This is the first one, Popstar, and yeah, it has most of the locations from Planet Popstar as well. We're already deep in the forest as well, and you would think this might be where we face Wispy Woods, and you'd be wrong. The Wispy Woods is the boss of Popstar, don't get me wrong, he is the first boss, as he usually is in many Kirby games. Oh, and before I go on, Double Stone turns Kirby into a giant stone golem, seriously. And he crushes everything in his path! Seriously, that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in, well, not just a Kirby game, but an N64 game, full stop. The only downside to having double stone is that because Kirby is so big, he is also very heavy and therefore cannot jump. So yeah, that is the case with regular stone Kirby as well. Kirby's stone ability gets a significant upgrade in Kirby 64, even without getting 2 of them. Seriously, he can walk around like a boss. Seriously. Also, there's Spark. It functions the same way as in the other Kirby games. It surrounds Kirby in a shield or something like that. Seriously. So there we go. And with Needle, it turns Kirby into a lightning rod. Seriously. He's another cool ability. And there's Chili the Snowman. So sadly, I am not going to inhale him just yet. Nope. Sorry, Chili. Okay, I will. Why not? Chili the Snowman! Okay, enough of that for now. So let's not use that. In fact, maybe that's a good thing. No, that's fire I'm thinking of, not thingy. Anyway, Chili regenerated, so that's good. Already he's better than Frosty. So, why did I throw it away? I'm guessing because with the Switch Joy-Cons, what happens with this game is that, before I go on, what about... It turns Kirby into a refrigerator! Ha! And it functions in the same way, believe it or not, as Cook in Kirby Superstar, seriously. Although, unlike in he doesn't suck in enemies, he doesn't have to do that, does Kirby? So yeah, what about Bomb and... oh, never mind. Poppy Jr. pretty much defeated me. With Bomb, it functions similarly to Kirby Superstar. The only difference is I don't know how to throw the bombs correctly, but that's more down to my skills as a gamer than anything with the game, really. I can only throw them like a few meters up ahead of Kirby's head. Kirby's very round head. So yeah. By the way, if you follow these stars here, there is another Crystal Shard here. I completely messed that up. Let's try that again, especially with... I do like the cuteness that is Waddle Dee just walking on top of the thing there, seriously. It must be hard work. Especially for a guy who serves King Dedede, who we'll see in the next episode. But yeah. And by the way, each of the mini-bosses we've faced thus far become your friends. And there's the second Crystal Shard. It is very hard to get. And when you're puffed up like this, Kirby cannot stay in the air forever. Seriously, in Kirby 64, he can easily get tired and fall to his death if he's not careful. So yeah. So now let's go down here and get a few more of these. And what do you know, we have a giant spring enemy. This is going to be a bit harder because I suck at using bomb. Seriously. I'm not even damaging them, seriously. Okay, so you actually hold down the Y button. You can't actually damage the spring on this enemy, so yeah, that's a pain, but never mind. But can be a bit easier if you do or are able to defeat them. There we go. So we've got the thing there. Very nice. Let's get out of here. And now we will run into a character who was in Kirby's Dream Land 3, namely Adeleine, of course, but she was called Ado in that game. Yes, I don't know why she was called Ado, but yeah. She picks up a Crystal Shard, and you can kind of see what's going to happen here. Kind of an easier version of a fight in Kirby's Dream Land 3, seriously. Yeah, this fight is much the same as with Kirby's Dream Land 3. Except it's much easier. We don't face Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright here. So yeah. So first up is looks like a Gordo. I don't know what it is. No, it's not a Gordo. And I like how even though this is an N64 game, a cartridge-based game, how like drawn they do. I mean, we do face a Gordo, but oh no, that's not a Gordo. That's a spider. Also from Kirby's Dream Land 3. So yeah. You can heal these guys fairly easily, that's not a problem. I don't know what the hell you are, mate, seriously. Still inhale you. And then Adeleine gets pissed and sends out the ice dragon. Again, just like with thing. It has less attacks than in Kirby's Dream Land 3, but yeah, it can easily pound you down, and the way to defeat it if you're not using ice is to send its ice blocks back at it. Nothing too hard at all. So yes, in Kirby's Dream Land 3, this is where she would draw Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright, but we're not having Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. Instead, we're skipping right to a kind of small version of Krako. Seriously. Yeah, it doesn't have its beam ability either, does Krako, so yeah, and I think I pressed the X button. Yeah, this is controlled with the little buttons on the controller, so yeah. You cannot use the analog stick here, which honestly does annoy me a bit. I don't know what we're like on the N64, because this game is incredibly rare on the N64. Is Kirby 64, so yeah. Other than that, inhale, seriously. And I want to go over to you and not throw that. You can actually throw enemy attack, and indeed other enemies upwards as well to damage them. It does work, as long as you're placed in the correct area, of course. So yeah, nope, no thunder coming from Krako here, seriously. Maybe it's Krako Jr., maybe that's why, who actually was a boss in Kirby Superstar. And I swear Adeleine's battle theme is stuck in my head. Such as it is known for its repetitive, it also kind of reminds me also of the, dare I say, the Hammer Bros theme in Super Mario Bros. 3 for some reason. I don't know why that is, but never mind that. So there we go, and down they go. So now Adeleine just gets furious and, well, I'm guessing I messed up there. But Adeleine will fling her thing at you, seriously. Unfortunately, I have to go from the Krako phase, so yeah. I'm not gonna cut anything out of this fight because Krako is piss easy here. Seriously, a lot easier than in Dreamland 3, seriously. All it does is spawn its offspring and just flies across the stage, nothing else really. I think Adelaine's skills have gotten, well, I can't say worse, but given that this is earlier in the game than in Kirby's Dream Land 3, it is noticeable. Or else they didn't want to make it too hard because it was earlier in the game. And to be honest, Kirby 64 is a huge game. And I do mean that. Seriously. Okay, so you want to keep your distance with the Krako bit as well, because Krako can easily fly at you. And then, as I say, Adeleine loses her shit and pretty much decides to fling her paintbrush at you, seriously. Unfortunately, there's no way to damage her. Seriously, with any of your abilities, so let's see if we can get behind her and do something. No, doesn't look like it. So jump over her, and let's go to the right there, and nope, I died, which is not good. Seriously. In fact, using a slide attack actually does damage her if you don't have any copy abilities. So yeah, and then she coughs up the Crystal Shard. Believe it or not, now Adeleine will actually join us. We did kind of see that in the credits for Kirby's Dream Land 3, that she became friends with Kirby and started painting pictures of the animal buddies. So yeah, makes sense actually. And Adeleine will help us quite a bit here, seriously. But that being said, I will see you on the next one where we actually head to Castle Dee. So I will see you then. Goodbye!